What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. Got a review for you. I checked out Rambo Last Blood. So obviously, this is the final Rambo film. After all, Sylvester Stallone is 70 or 71 or 72. Anyways, he's just really old. But at some point in time, this franchise got to come to an end. The original one was Rambo First Blood. Now we got Last Blood. And just like Rambo, you know, the fourth one, I can't remember when that came out, but it couldn't have been, it's maybe even like 9 years ago. Maybe 9 years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, but it was a while, okay? I remember that film being very violent, okay? And it was almost like too much, way over the top violence, but it was still a good movie. Like, I really liked Rambo, okay? Rambo Last Blood is actually very similar to Rambo, like the fourth one. I compare it to Rambo a lot because I actually don't remember the original trilogy very much, actually. It's I probably remember bits and pieces of them, but the most recent one I remember is Rambo. And I'll tell you that these two films are very similar in that sense because, you know, I feel like Rambo and Rambo Last Blood, they're like a new generation of Rambo films in which they are because they're a lot newer. But, you know, Rambo is done with the killing, you know, in both films. Like, he's reluctant to go back to action. But of course he goes back to action because something draws him back to it. And it really comes down to the fact that in his life, like, he's cursed with that. Like, he just cannot get away from that. It's inevitable. So what you see in the way he takes out the antagonists, the bad guys, the people who are his obstacles who get in the way of his goal, he's really passionate about, like, killing. Not like he doesn't love killing. He hates the violence, right? But you can really see that he wants to take these guys out with a vengeance. Like, he's out for revenge. And, you know, that's a really great thing about the characters. You know, it's a great performance by Sylvester Stallone because it's so convincing. It's so believable that, you know, he just wants to kill these bad guys, and that's what it really is all about. This is what you're here to watch. Rambo. You're here to watch Rambo for that reason alone. Rambo taking out bad guys, and you totally root for him. Okay, and there's really no depth to any of this. It's just another excuse to watch Rambo take out bad guys. I mean, if you look at, you know, any of those, like, other action films that he's done recently, like, you know, Expendables trilogy, and maybe some other ones, which I can't remember. It's really just looking for an excuse to unleash bloody violence. And that's what we get here. We get that, but it's done so stylishly. You know what I'm saying? You know, he uses all his skills, you know, all his skills that he's ever accumulated from the other films, and he's just a killing machine, and he's so good at it. The only problem that I have with this film, besides it being like lacking in any sort of depth, but does that really matter? The only real problem I have with this film is that Rambo is just too good. He's just too good, and there was no point in time where I felt like, okay, now he's really in trouble. You know, there in the first three films, there are times where he's really in trouble. You don't even know how he's going to get away from the situation. I didn't felt any of that in this film, like, at all. Like, he's just so good, and he outsmarts he's always on top of the game. He's always on top of it, and I never really felt that even the main bad guy was a main bad guy. It was just like a bunch of guys. Like, they identified the ringleader, the main bad guy, but, like, I didn't really think of him as a main bad guy. So I'm like, who cares, right? All I care about is Rambo. I didn't care about the villain. I just care about Rambo, and then what types of things and clever things he does to take out his opponents in the most efficient and intelligent way based on his skills, right? So yeah, he never really is. He's pretty flawless. You know, he's an unflawed character. I mean, like, is he really flawed? I don't think so. He's just so good at what he does, but that's what you're paying to watch. From Rambo to this film, Last Blood, that's the type of movie you're paying to watch, and it delivers it really, really well because the violence is crazy, it's satisfying, it's bloody, and it's just way, way over the top. But it's great to see movies that are still bold enough to, I mean, studios are still bold enough to provide this type of bloody, violent action to the audiences for the ones that crave that type of action, right? So there you have it. I'm going to give Rambo Last Blood 7 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7. Still a good movie, very entertaining, and yeah, it's great to watch Rambo kick ass. As always, if you enjoyed this review, you want to see more, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.